Hey everyone, this is David Ellis and I'm here with Amy Kruzik, and today we're going to be exploring some very misunderstood statements that people make in general health and wellness. And so we were just having an arbitrary discussion, and then I thought, oh, I should press the recording button. So this is going to be completely impromptu, and Amy, we're going to talk about stuff, okay?
Okay.
All
Hey,
right, so we're
everybody.
going yeah. So we're going to talk about commonly said things that people don't know what it means.
Okay.
So, as an example, let's talk about living in your body, being embodied. What does that mean? Because a lot of people say it, a lot of people use it the wrong way, and let's try to clean up some of it. So, what exactly is being embodied to you, Amy?
Without looking the word up, um, because I always like to look the word up. Um, well, to me, it would be, it's such a feeling to me, when like you're in line with the spirit, your soul, and your human together, alignment,
Yeah,
right?
that's another thing that people say. They usually say alignment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
the thing is, I think a lot of people don't know what these words mean. They sound very pretty when it is that you say them in casual conversation and so on. And he says, "Oh, I'm very aligned with this," or this is more, I resonate with this. What do these things mean? A lot of people say
Mm.
them, but it's like just catchphrases for a lot of people. For me, being embodied means knowing who you are and where you're going and where you would like to be at any point in time. So, um, then you get the concept of embodied. Which body of man are we talking about? Are we talking the mental body, the physical body, and so on?
Mm.
Or somatic experiencing practitioner, as an example. Being embodied means living within your nervous system and within your body. But it's different when a psychotherapist says it. It's not the same thing. Okay? Because it
Okay.
could be living in connection with your emotions and how you feel, doing the check-ins and so on. So I think that people just throw these words around, and I'm like,
Don't throw them around, right? Don't throw
don't
them
throw them
around.
around.
Don't throw them around.
Be very specific. So when you're telling somebody, you need to be more embodied, you need to live in your body, you need to be very careful about what you mean by that. A lot of people say stuff like this. The other thing is one that you brought up there, like alignment. What does that mean?
Well, on point. To me, it feels like on point. I'm sharp. Okay, there you go. Sometimes I may not be on point or sharp at what I do,
Hmm.
right? So there's something in my psyche that's taken me out of being that way. Does that make sense? So it could be a worry that I have. It could be a problem that I'm trying to resolve. It could be, oh, I have to go to the grocery, lists of things to do.
Yeah, that's an interesting concept. So let's say you're aligned. So you're aligned mentally.
Yeah. To me, it feels, and my body doesn't feel over, like you said, the nervous system, it doesn't feel overly, feels very calm and not like, okay, I'm thinking of something else. Even though we're having this interview right now, I may be thinking of something else, which means I'm not here.
Amy,
Yes, I'm here
you
though.
are
I'm
you
here though. I'm here. I'm here though. As an
right?
example.
So I suppose the next question is in terms of alignment. Like, what about people in relationships? Are you aligned to your partner? What does that mean?
Gosh.
Yeah, you see
Like
what
it.
once you get into understanding and actually getting into like what do these words mean? A lot of people out in the spiritual community, in the wellness community, throw these words around and they don't know what it means, but it's nice to say. And so we're going to delve deep into these things, into the various little statements. That is, I think, like in terms when you're aligned with your partner, I think what they mean is that you are in emotional synchronicity with your partner. Okay. So it's like your partner thinks a thought and you already know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like somebody is talking to you and you know that they're going to break out into song the next thing. That's an alignment, you see.
Right.
Right.
That's true.
Right.
Mm.
I think a lot of people just throw these words around. I think it's very, very funny when I actually think about that because people generally tend to use catchphrases. It's like when everybody who you don't like or somebody that you may like or whatever the case may be, you might say that person is a narcissist.
Mm-hmm.
What does the word mean? That is actually a clinical term that is used. Okay, so a narcissist refers to someone who is self-involved to the point or to the detriment of others, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think people say somebody's a narcissist. That oh, he doesn't want to talk to me. He's probably a narcissist. No, he might not just want to talk to you.
Well, that's true. But don't you talk to people and you use these words alignment or embody and
I
you're
don't.
thinking,
I
well, no,
personally
I do.
don't.
No, I don't either. But if people who do, it's like, are they thinking, I think that these people are thinking that they understand what the word means. It's the same that thought that I have, you have. What
Uh-huh.
is that? What is that? It's like,
I think it's more a question of synchronicity more than alignment,
okay.
because you could be synchronized but not aligned. So, as an
Mhm.
example, soldiers on a battlefield that are going to execute a mission, they are synchronized, but are they aligned with each other? No. Everybody just wants to survive. But the reason, but they give their domain over to a higher calling or a higher mission because they want to survive. So they're synchronized in their activities, but they're
Mhm.
not necessarily aligned. You see
Mhm.
the difference, right?
Yes, I do. I do. I get the
Yeah.
feeling of that.
So I think a lot of people tend to not use those words with a great deal of accuracy, which brings us to the next question, the question of coming into oneness. Um,
Oh God.
if I
I might be the wrong person to ask these.
What does that mean? What
Into
does that mean? Coming into oneness.
I, I don't know because aren't we one? I'm one of one. I am of one.
Hello, kindergarten teacher. You just said, aren't we one?
I well, aren't we as you and me one? We're one by unity. One
I'm not
entity.
quite sure
One.
what that means either.
I
Okay, so
know. I'm sorry. I
here's the thing is, people like, what does coming into oneness means? I think probably they mean unity of spirit, thought, mind, and action. I think that's what they mean. However, coming into oneness is kind of like, well, I'm out of oneness, but with a little help, I could totally be inside a little spectrum of unity. Okay? And then people are like, okay, so what does that mean?
right.
Do you see the big question mark on my
I know. It's right. That's right.
coming into oneness?
Yes. Oh my gosh. This is yeah. I'm just I don't know coming into oneness. That's a I wouldn't know how to explain that. I guess I don't use that word either.
How about um, transcendence or
Mm.
enlightenment? What do these words mean? Enlightenment means what? What does that mean? What does it look like? What does it smell like? What does it like? What does enlightenment look like? I mean, is it a bearded guy at the top of the mountain? Meditating?
Hmm. But yeah, I believe some people see that as enlightenment.
Okay, so what about Mother Teresa? Is she enlightened?
I could see people seeing her enlightened.
What does that mean? What did she do?
Enlightened.
What did she do to get her enlightened card? Is the next question
I
I want
know.
to know. Like, how do I get one of those enlightenment cards? Like, do I apply online?
Yes.
Do I order them off of Amazon? Like, how do you become enlightened, and what does it look like, and what does somebody who's enlightened look like? Do they wear a particular kind of hoodie,
Hmm.
or do they have a purple sparkly wall? Like, what does that look?
I don't. Guys, this is a tough one. I mean, think about it.
Yeah,
Because not everybody thinks the same as you. You
correct.
may have the correct, you may, what you think is correct, what enlightened means. It could be the start of your journey, your spiritual journey. It could be that.
Hmm. Okay.
But don't assume that people understand what you're talking about. Always
Correct.
give an explanation of enlightened, all,
What about
out of body. I don't know.
what about the stuff that you resonate with?
Oh, resonate.
Oh, what does that mean?
Well,
Resonant? Oh my God! Like, this is going to be fun, right?
to me, I just
What does
resonate.
that mean?
I resonate with my purple sparkly wall
Oh, you resonate with it?
because
Okay.
I like it. So
Oh,
it's to me,
oh,
I
so to be resonant in resonant frequency with something, that means that you like it.
to me, I to me, it's not the truth. I know it's not the dictionary meaning. That's just it's something that like I don't know. That's how I use the words. It's so weird how I use words, but I
Hmm.
wish we could just take away all the definitions.
And just
No, don't,
use words.
don't.
Can you imagine what that would
Can
look
you
like?
imagine?
People just took away the definitions of words and then decided that they were just going to use it arbitrarily.
No,
Honestly, I think in terms of the word resonance specifically, it tends to suggest that something is vibrating at a certain frequency and you're matching its frequency, you are in resonance with that thing.
my purple wall
Yeah,
sparkles. Yes. See,
yeah.
you understood what I meant.
Yeah, I understood what you meant from a scientific point of view, all right? But your like is causing you to vibrate at a purple level. Is that what's
Yeah,
happening?
purple level. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I guess honestly speaking, here's another very often misunderstood construct. When people say, I'm trying to find myself. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm trying to find myself. What did you
Why?
lose?
Yeah,
Which
what did
piece
you
of
lose?
yourself? Because I
And
can tell you where yourself is. It's right here, right
it's
here.
right here.
Brother.
And why do you need to find yourself? What do
Because
you
they probably, I'm guessing that they're referring to a sense of purpose.
Yeah.
And so they've lost their sense of purpose. I'm guessing, but I could
Yeah.
only guess. But when somebody says that they're going to India to find themselves, I'm like, I'm pretty sure that you didn't lose anything in India since you've never been there. Okay? So I don't get that. They're getting yourself because location makes no sense as to whether you're gonna find yourself or not. Okay? But it's
Right.
kind of funny when people say that I need to find myself. I'm like,
Where'd
okay,
you go?
you lost
Well,
yourself.
some people are lost though, right? Some people do get lost in their everyday human being lives on earth here.
What does lost look like?
When you just don't have anything left in the tank, like you are not motivated anymore. I mean, that could be depression, but it's just something like there's just no motivation behind what you're say purposes, like you've lost interest.
Like an existential crisis, as an example.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people generally tend to um, look at their sense of purpose, or they tie their identity to a number of
Mm-hmm.
things, which makes
Mm-hmm.
them lose their identity when these things go away. So, as an example, let's say you are a car salesman. You are the best car salesman in the whole state, right? Everybody in the state knows your name. And then the Ford Motor Company goes out of business or whatever.
Yeah.
So you're
Yes.
not a car salesman anymore. So you have forgotten. And when you tie your identity to certain kinds of pursuits, you risk losing yourself, and then you find that you have to find what the original you was. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Except for the people that are working in offices, working in jobs, and so on. That actually is what we're talking about there. Stop tying your identity to your
Teacher.
job.
Yeah. Teachers definitely have that. When you're a teacher for a long, long time, 30 years, and then you retire, they don't know what to do. What do I do now? My classroom was my purpose.
Correct. Here's another one for you.
Yeah. Keep it coming.
I need I need to integrate this teaching.
Oh, I need
Okay,
to
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm laughing because I couldn't. I've heard these things so many times, and and I'm idle, right? My brain is idle. You know me.
Yes.
And I'm like, what does that mean that you need to integrate this teaching? What does that mean?
Hmm. So if you take a teaching and you like the teaching,
Hmm.
and to me, I would say, uh, mm, oh, I have the feeling I can't get it. Okay, ready? Okay. Take a teaching. I have this teaching
Hmm.
and I integrate it in my own way. I don't use it as, how it's taught. I
Hmm.
take what I want from it and I integrate it into my own and make it my teaching.
So integration is application then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that make sense or not?
You know, I always thought it was like, and you see, this is why terms
No.
are very important, because you see the way you just interpreted that,
Yeah.
right? I always thought that integration was like making a teaching part of who you are, the DNA, and so that's what the word integration theoretically. But then you are quite correct, Amy, because that could be application. Because if you integrate it on yourself, it becomes an individualized form of the teaching, right?
Yeah.
Which is
And,
application. But then I'm
ah,
like, you see, you just added to my knowledge right there, right?
did I? Oh my goodness.
Which brings us to the next term. Which brings us to the next term. Thank you for allowing me to transcend.
Transcend.
What does that mean?
Uh,
What does that mean?
trans.
Transcendentals, right? What does that mean? What transcendental meditation, transcendental this? I have transcended my myopic view of the concept of integration. What does transcendentance mean? What does that mean? What does all that mean?
I so want to look up these words.
Yeah, we're not looking up the words.
See the thumbs up.
We're not looking up the words.
Oh my God. Okay.
People here. So
Okay.
what does that mean? So I have no idea what people are saying when they mean that, because honestly, transcendentance in the like in a colloquial term means like to heighten, to elevate. Okay? Okay. So um since I don't see it too many people levitating around the
I
place,
know.
this is a literal thing, right? I'm assuming that they mean that somehow their mind, their intellect has transcended some boundary, some space. Okay.
Expansion. Expanded?
Yes.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, your mind has expanded, it has gone to a certain place, and that's a good thing. And if that's a
Mhm.
good thing, then every drug addict in the world is correct. That's a good if that's a good thing, every drug addict in the world is absolutely correct. They have transcended time and space. Oh my God. Right? Bring on the LSD,
Mm.
everybody. We're all transcending.
So wait, so what about people that use ayahuasca or any of those things?
That's what I mean.
That,
They're
but that,
transcending.
okay, but I've never done anything like that, so I don't know what happens when you come down off of that.
Come down off of what?
The ayahuasca and the mushrooms or whatever you take.
I'm assuming that your body comes down, but your mind stays elevated. I wouldn't know. I have never done
Yeah.
any kind of drugs at all in my entire life, so
Yeah.
I'm very, very good with. So I guess I am very basic, and I'm not transcendent at all. So I'm gonna go with like I suppose their mind has transcended time and space. Mother Ayahuasca has taken them to a different place that you and I will never see, Amy. You
Okay,
know me.
well, we can do it on our own, David.
I'm not doing ayahuasca. What are you
No, no,
talking?
no. We can do, you don't need any of that extracurricular activity like that to do that on your own.
Okay,
We,
which
meditation.
meditation.
Yeah.
Which brings us to another concept. What the hell is meditation? I'm a meditator. What does that mean for people when they say it? Let me meditate on it. Let me meditate on the word meditation. Let us meditate on what it means, shall we?
Okay.
I don't understand. Let me see. Do I go into reciting my mantra and say, like, I want to understand what people mean when they say meditation? I think they mean contemplation. They're contemplating something. They're not meditating on anything. Because if they were meditating on anything, theoretically speaking, then the answer would be very short, silent, and direct. Okay?
Yes.
If you are sitting down and you're contemplating something, you're not meditating on it, you are contemplating it. But then I suspect what they mean is that let me think about it deeply.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is contemplation, theoretically speaking.
Yeah. So wait, what are you saying about like Kujikiri and all the meditations with that, with the mala beads and all that, like the rosary? Like I would do the rosary like a lot as a child.
All right, you're Catholic,
Yeah.
correct?
Right.
So I think a lot of people confuse formalized meditation with thinking deeply. I don't know where the confusion happened, but when you are formalized and you're meditating, um, your brain expands in a totally different way than if you're just thinking deeply.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking deeply, you will see the tree and all parts of the tree, but if you're meditating, you see the entire forest. That's the difference.
I like that.
That's the
I do like
difference.
that.
Which brings us to some other very, very cool things to say. If you are in the wellness community and so on, right? Right? You need
Right.
to come into healing.
Healing. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
let's delve deep into that. What does healing mean? Coming into healing. Hmm.
Well, obviously they think something's wrong with
Mhm,
them,
mhm,
right?
mhm.
To me, it feels as though if you're coming in for a healing,
Mhm.
it's more of, well, it could be physical and mental and spiritual. I mean, it could be all of those.
Okay.
But which one? I don't know.
I
That's,
think honestly, it's like it assumes that the person is broken
yeah.
and they're out of a state of healing. But then, if you use that word, that means that people are in a continuous broken state.
Mhm.
So I tend to not use that word a hell of a lot. We have integrative healing network, however,
We do.
right? You want to get to a state where you are in health, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, and everything that ends with LYE. Okay?
Mhm.
So you need to be able to say that I am in health. And you do that by maintaining a practice of healthy habits, such as eating properly, getting a
Exercise.
required amount, yeah, of exercise, getting your hugs in,
Mhm.
getting emotional affection, and so on, hanging out with friends.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like those dopamine, endorphin releases,
correct.
oxytocin, all those. You want those for the body.
Yeah. I also think that it's kind of funny when people tend to suggest that you're in a state of dis-ease.
Yes.
That is one of the most overused cliches.
That's
Yeah,
another one. And
the ability,
they divide the word like disease. Like they yeah.
and
Disease.
dis-ease. Okay, all right.
Disease.
Just so that we're clear, no one at any point in time is ever in a state of complete ease. Just so that we're clear,
Mhm.
let's give you the scientific facts. At the breath you just took there, Amy,
Yeah.
you took in about 1 million pathogens that were trying to kill you right now.
Oh no.
You took about 1 million pathogens and you are not at ease. That's why you have an immune system, okay? So you are in a perpetual state of disease. We're living in a world that is heavily polluted and there are toxins everywhere,
Mhm.
okay? The clothes you're wearing is toxifying you,
Mhm.
depending on where they were made, right? It's toxifying you. If that if that purple sparkly wall behind you was made out of a certain kind of material, it's probably toxifying you. Every
Fumes.
breath, every breath, every breath you take, the glue that you're using at home to make your arts and craft is toxifying you. Everything
Yeah.
toxifying you. So you will never at any point in time be at a state of complete ease. You will always be at a state of dis-ease. That is a statement of fact. Okay? All
Yeah.
right. If you want to be in a state of ease, then put yourself in an incubation chamber.
Yeah, really.
As long as you're interacting with people and places and things and so on, you are going to be in a state of dis-ease. I think what
Yeah.
they mean when they say that, these and they abbreviate the word and they cut it in half and
Yeah,
stuff.
they
Very cool, guys. I think what they mean is that you're in a state of felt or experienced disease. Okay?
Mhm.
So my nose is running, I'm coughing like hell. There are little blue spots popping up all over my face and my back and my neck, right? And a couple
Yeah.
of purple spots on my arm. Then I am in a state of disease. Okay? But the truth of the matter is that everybody at every point in time is in a state of
Mhm.
disease. Every breath you take, pathogens are trying to kill you.
Mhm.
Your immune system is fighting every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Mhm.
Yeah. And when you have done a lot of stuff that is out of alignment with your immune system, then it decides that it's not cooperating with you anymore. It goes on strike, and then
Yeah.
that's a short-term health plan that you have, right?
Or another term, wake up call. That was my wake up call. I mean, people use it when something happens to them. But you don't need to go into a wake up call to change things, guys.
You mean the kind of wake-up call that usually puts people to sleep? That kind of wake-up call.
Wake up.
Usually, people generally use that term when it is that they've experienced something monumental or
Mhm.
earth-shattering in such a way that they begin to realize and see reason. Okay, such as the reason for exercising, like a tachycardia, right?
You're right.
Uh, um, or a minor heart attack gives somebody
Oh,
a call that, oh, I probably should stop smoking and start exercising.
When your doctor was telling you all along to stop. You see what I mean? It's like those
Now, you
little,
see,
little.
if the doctor was really, really smart, he would go to the house at 3 o'clock in the morning and say, knock, knock, knock. This is your wake up call.
I know, I know, I know, but you don't need a wake up call to wake up and change, I guess is
No,
what I'm
you
trying
don't.
to say. You don't need to get to that point where something drastically has to happen for you to wake up.
Mhm.
Meaning, I know that's an overused word, but wake up to change. That makes sense to me.
Mm.
No,
I'm
doesn't
wearing
make.
it. There's a lady who runs a clothing store in my area. I love her to death. Risha, if you're listening, love your clothing. I'm actually wearing something called
Oh,
Embrace Your Power. Now that I can align with and resonate with.
ah,
Embrace Your Power says, let's embrace who you are and what your strengths are. Okay? I have no issues with that because
no.
it's direct. There's nothing that you could misunderstand there. Embrace your power. Unless, of course, you're in the gym, but it still means the same thing. Embrace your power. Oh,
Yes.
just live that way. No, actually, generally speaking, I could get on board with these kinds of statements.
Yeah. It
But
is direct. Go ahead.
yeah, now go ahead.
No,
Um,
I like that. No, keep going. I like that it's direct like that. Like I can understand that.
yes, because a lot of people don't embrace their power.
Hmm.
They live out of sync with out of synchronicity with who they are and what their capabilities or potentials are. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Or here's another one that is usually commonly in the common language. I just don't vibe with that. Oh, God. I don't vibe with that. What does that mean? You don't vibe? You mean you don't vibrate at the same frequency that the thing is vibrating at? Well, that goes without saying. You're in a different state of matter to the, I don't know, alcohol that you're not vibing with, right?
That's an old term though. Like cool vibes or good vibes. That's an old term, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like
Here's the thing. What
good
I
vibe.
feel like, I feel like getting an oscilloscope, which it's a thing that measures vibrational frequency as well. Okay, it measures some frequency. That's what an oscilloscope does. So
Yeah.
we could walk around and somehow hook people up to the oscilloscope, and we can probably tell, no, 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 those vibes are not the correct vibes. Right? You're not vibing at the right.
Right. Well, that comes into low frequency.
Wouldn't life be easier if we had a little handheld monitor that went around and buzzed around people and said, "Oh no, your vibes are not cool enough." Right?
I know they're not cool enough. I don't vibe with you. I'm done vibing with you. I don't know. Right?
The
But
human, yeah, go ahead.
no, but can I go back to the healing part because this question always comes to mind. So we have the practitioners out there, whether you're a I don't know, acupuncturist or massage or um, a healer and like what is that, QHHT or something like that, right? They come for healing. How do the practitioners get their healing because they are giving it to people? I often wondered that. So you're healing all these people and helping them past past life regressions or anything like that. But how are the practitioners doing it for themselves?
You mean like in terms of how are they healing themselves in the past lives and stuff like that?
Yeah, like how do they maybe this is not uh how do they rejuvenate them
Mhm.
themselves so that
Reju-
they are on, huh?
that they're aligned, they're in complete alignment for their clients.
Well, that too, but I
I
don't
think
know.
the short answer is probably they don't.
Yeah,
Mm.
because I was wondering how that worked.
I'm assuming that they have other practitioners that they go to
Okay.
and they exchange services and stuff like that, kind of like how health professionals and wellness professionals do that. But on a personal level, it's kind of like when you become a counselor, you are told find somebody else who is a counselor, exchange services, because
Mhm.
you, the majority of the population, have silent mental health issues that are
Mhm.
going on in the recesses of their mind, and it is only when something happens that they realize that I may have an issue.
Right. That's exactly what I wanted to say. How do they know when they need that rejuvenation of health and wellness
I think
for themselves?
I don't think they can because there's such a thing called, and this is another one of those cool spiritual terms,
Yeah.
blind spots.
Oh, blind spots. Yeah,
Everybody has some sort of blind spot, so they don't see the things that they need. People have blind spots. And if you are a practitioner and you think, I have arrived, I am enlightened, I have no blind spots, yeah, you have blind spots.
yeah, yeah,
You have blind spots. If you think that you are a counselor or psychotherapist and you think that you're stable, yeah. If you are in practice and you're dealing with people and you're dealing with people's issues, then you are probably very unstable due to the fact that you're dealing and you're healing people all day long.
yeah,
Absolutely need someone who, with a fresh pair of eyes, to look at you and tell you, you need to do this, you need to do that, right? You do not trust yourself as the arbiter of your healing or whatever, right?
yeah. That's.
So,
Mhm.
yeah, go ahead, Amy.
And can you explain how there's another term? Uh, bring awareness to your body. Be aware.
So, I go to Walmart sometimes,
Yes.
and I don't know what happens to people when they step through the doors of Walmart. Something switches off in their heads, and they'd be like inside the aisles, looking at something on the shelf with their cart facing 45 degrees into the aisle, and they're blocking the entire passageway.
Mm-hmm.
That would be living in complete unawareness
Mm-hmm.
because you could have put your cart in parallel parking to the aisle so people could get by, but you didn't because you have switched off your awareness, your situational awareness. Okay.
How many times have you moved a cart? I've moved a cart plenty of times out of the
And
way.
you know what kills me is like you say, excuse me,
Excuse me. I know they don't even hear. You try, and
right?
then you try to push their cart, and they're like, "Oh, that's my cart." I'm like, "Yeah, it is."
Yeah, all of a sudden, oh wow, there's a cart there. Whose is it? It's yours. Okay,
I know.
so here's the thing, right? That's living in situational unawareness, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think people live in unawareness a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So at any point in time, are people aware of where they are in time and space? They're certainly not emotionally aware of other people. A lot of people lack emotional intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people lack the awareness in terms of how to navigate certain situations, especially with their partners and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say bring awareness to your body, it could mean that you need to be aware of what your body's doing, pay attention to your diet. How is your digestive system today? Nobody has that kind of discussion. You know,
No.
you go, hey, Amy, how are you doing? I'm doing great. So, Amy, how's your digestive system today? Is it okay? How's it going? Nobody has that kind of discussion, right?
No.
It's like,
No.
oh, hey, Amy, your heart, how's it going? Your circulation, your circulatory system is good. Everything's good, right? Do a check-in. Don't rush it. How's your nervous system today, right? You ask me how your day was. And then you don't
Yeah.
ask yourself these questions either. You just go with, is my day good or is it bad? Is it like 1 out of 10? Right? But did you ask yourself, did you wake up this morning and say, hey, nervous system, how are you going this morning? Everything's good? No, you didn't. You didn't.
No.
You're
No.
not gonna ask, after lunch, you're not going to ask, say, did you like that burger or and fries, or did you not like that burger or fries? Are you talking to your system? And I'm like, maybe we should bring that into fashion,
Yeah.
right? So, guys, if you're watching this broadcast, the next person you see, ask them, how's your digestive system? Is it going well? Is everything good? After lunch, you just ask, so how that burger go down?
I hear your I hear your stomach rumbling. Are you okay?
Yeah, that I can see. These are the
Yeah.
kinds of things that you probably want to bring into fashion. Awareness of the body means that you don't get surprises, however. So when you get sick, you know what you did wrong because you could
Mm-hmm.
trace it back.
Mm-hmm.
Theoretically, you could trace it back. There are toxins all over the place and they're pathogens. But if it is that you're doing something, you could trace it back to, yeah, that burger and fries didn't end well, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so I think a lot of people generally tend to not have that kind of awareness. And what we want to say to you guys who are watching, we're coming to the end of our broadcast right now. We want to say to you guys, um, pay attention. Pay attention to the words that come out of your mouth. Pay attention to the way you're applying the words that come out of your mouth. And yeah, pay attention to your digestive system because,
Yeah. It's talking back to you. Yeah.
right? And for those of you who would like to use those cliches and so on, we hope that this has been helpful
Yeah.
to you. Amy, give these people a way to contact you.
Yes, you can contact me at the UCM community at community.in. Oh, sorry, guys. community.universalcitizentv.com. You can join our community there, and you can get a hold of me email pinkmoonlodgepodcast@gmail.com.
And you can get a hold of me at info@unifiedhealthsystems.com. I do DNA testing and sequencing so that, yeah, nobody's surprised by their health issues.
Mm.
And I also do medical aesthetics for those of you who need that done. So for those of you who are interested in learning a little bit more about your DNA and how you are structured, you guys can email me at info@unifiedhealthsystems.com. Other than that, um, we'll be in
Yeah.
touch with you and your digestive system
Yeah.
and the system.
Be mindful, everybody.
Take care.
Take care.